So Ubisoft has finally made an announcement stating that they're going to make a huge presentation at E3 2021, which is going to be taking place on July 12th at 3 a.m. EDT. And we now have a list of upcoming games that Ubisoft is most probably going to be showing off at their press conference. Now, obviously, we've already seen the reveal or announcement of Far Cry 6. And I'm pretty sure that this time around at E3 2021, Ubisoft is most probably going to be showing us that first ever gameplay for Far Cry 6 running on the next-gen consoles. And at the same time, there's also another sports game that Ubisoft was actually making, except that this sports game was not one of those boring ones. It was basically a racing game where there were different types of races all combined together in one game and in one lobby with hundreds of players, which is crazy fun. And this game is called Riders Republic, which we already got to see for the first time being announced at Ubisoft Forward event, which unfortunately got delayed because of Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well as Watch Dogs Legion release being one of the huge ones for this year, of course. And we will now get to finally see more gameplay from Riders Republic. And according to Polygon.com, they actually think that Ubisoft will most likely be announcing new content for ongoing games like Rainbow Six Siege, Hyperscape, which is a battle royale game, and of course not to forget the mini MMORPG online game The Division 2, which is actually a game that I spent hundreds and hundreds of hours into. And Ubisoft has also confirmed previously that they're going to be releasing more content for The Division 2 in the coming year, which is 2021, which is why we're most likely going to be seeing more content for this game in the E3 presentation. Now, of course, not to forget though, Ubisoft is currently working on a massive new Star Wars game, which is an open world game, which they have already given us a small teaser to. And this open world game is currently in development. Massive Studios are the ones who are developing it, and with some luck, maybe Ubisoft decides to show us some more gameplay for this game. I would be really stunned to see what they're up to. And my most probable guess is that this game is also going to end up being one of those RPG games. But nonetheless, even though if it is RPG, as long as the game is good and if the open world is good, that is all I care for. Now also, lads, Ubisoft and Massive Studios, they're also working on another massive project, which I believe not a lot of you guys actually know about this, but Massive Studios is currently developing James Cameron's Avatar 2, the game. And we also have a release date for the movie, which is going to be releasing next year in December. So Ubisoft previously stated that the game was supposed to be released this year in December, but then they had to delay the game just because the movie got delayed due to the pandemic and whatnot. And now we'll have to wait another year. And this time around, we're going to be getting a part 2 of Avatar, the game, which is of course an open world game, which will also contain a multiplayer, if at all Ubisoft decides to make it, very similar to what they've already did with their previous Avatar game, which I'm pretty sure that not a lot of you guys are familiar with. But yeah, Ubisoft did make James Cameron's Avatar's game, and it was an open world game. It was one of the best open world games that I played back in 2009. And I'm really happy to see that this franchise is returning back, and I really want to get my hands on. And if we are lucky, maybe we'll get a very small teaser to this game, or even an accurate release date for this game would be really appreciated. So Ubisoft, anyone watching from Ubisoft, please make this one thing happen. And also, obviously, we know that Assassin's Creed Valhalla has a bunch of DLCs and post-launch content coming up this year. And obviously, why wouldn't Ubisoft be showing off all of those content in the upcoming E3 press conference? So we'll be seeing a ton of Assassin's Creed Valhalla's post-launch content, seasonal content, limited time content, and whatnot. There's going to be so much stuff happening for this game after the E3's press conference. And we're most likely going to be seeing some stuff about the Siege of Paris, which is going to be the second biggest expansion, of course, the paid expansion for Valhalla. Now, of course, I did leave out a couple of games which I'm not entirely sure if Ubisoft is going to be showing off in this presentation or not, because this is something that the community have been really hyped about. But up till now, Ubisoft hasn't really spoken anything, nor have they even shown any interest towards these games. And yes, of course, I'm talking about that game, The Beyond Good and Evil, that Ubisoft promised us years and years ago, and there's absolutely nothing. And up till now, Ubisoft hasn't really shared any information about these games. But just a couple months ago, we actually did find out that Skulls and Bones is now transferred into a whole new IP. The game is not going to be called as Skull and Bones anymore. They basically decided to change the name of the game, and they're now rebuilding the entire concept of the game. So I really hope that Ubisoft decides to make this one good. And if we are lucky, we'll most likely also get to see a small teaser or a trailer. Or if Ubisoft feels really good that day, then they might end up showing us a tiny bits of gameplay for the next Skull and Bones game. So these are all the information we have for the upcoming E3 press conference, which is going to be hosted by Ubisoft this year on June 12th. So make sure you guys are tuning in. I will, of course, be streaming the the entire event right here on my channel. So make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, turn the notifications on, and make sure that you guys are setting the notifications to all, because if you guys don't do that, then the broadcast YouTube platform, man, they don't send you guys the notifications of my daily videos. And if you didn't know this already, I make videos on everything you basically need about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, as well as all the upcoming open world games. And the perks about my videos is that I don't drag my videos all the way to 10 minutes long if it is not necessary, just for those juicy ad revenues. Even though I love the juicy ad revenues, I still try to keep my videos as short as possible and as informative as possible, so I don't end up wasting a lot of your time. So if that is something you guys do prefer, then make sure to go ahead and drop a like and show your support to these content. With that being said, lads, I hope you guys have a blast every day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.